gold.
Nonsense.
The Golden God!
And he dragged you two into this nonsense?
I volunteered.
And her gold is not in her. She's a diamond under her. Wanna lay it down. I'll try my heart.
Let's just start, and then when Dave pops up, we can actually start. Let's do a pre-show. Yeah, let's do a pre-show. Yeah, it's already recording. What is the fucking word? It's like something like a.
I think it's autophage or
autophage,
something like that. I feel like it's similar.
It's supposed to be like your body starts eating.
Can you hear us, Chad?
Eating the evil shit.
Yes, I can.
And I can hear you, sir.
Perfect.
And
Fantastic.
you, sir. Well, you ever been on the show before? I forget.
I've watched it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was hanging out with us one
This
time.
is Golden Nonsense. I don't know if I ever told you the goal of it. The goal of Golden Nonsense is for us to have fun. You're already a comedian, so that's easy, right? Because for some people they feel like it's interview style and they try to be professional, but just have fun.
Right.
The goal is nothing, right? But there is this peak that we aim for. That is the golden nonsense point, which is, when you're ultimately talking shit with your boys and all the jokes are flowing, we got callbacks, a really good conversation. That's the golden nonsense point.
Yeah. It's got to be ridiculous. It's some stupid shit that nobody ever saw coming, but it's golden. And that's what the show's all about.
And I told you kind of on the phone earlier that I want to ask you about some of the stuff happening geopolitics-wise.
Right.
But other than that, I have no goals. So if you want to talk about your fam, you want to teach us. Charlie just got married last year.
I did just get
What I'm
married.
saying? So if you want to talk about anything, we're down for anything.
Oh, that's awesome. And you guys have a built-in soundtrack right next door. So
it doesn't get picked up.
It's really interesting that it doesn't.
It doesn't?
No.
Holy crap.
I've never had a problem with it.
Technology.
See, if we had like actual podcast like studio mics, like most people, like the top guys all use,
like these look like
this would not work at all.
Really?
But these little SM58s,
they're like unidirectional.
It's almost as good sound, and it's I forget what it's called, it's colloidal or something like that. It only picks up your voice when you're talking, but
we could do an entire episode on words that we're not really sure if that's
colloidal,
the right word or not.
Colloidal silver,
because I thought that meant you were having sex with the microphone.
Colloidal.
No, that's coitus.
Coitus.
Oh yes, that.
That's coitus.
Post-colloidal.
I've been doing some weird reverse remembering or learning of languages. So you know how if you see hey Dave.
My man.
Hey, Chad, this is my producer and friend, David Scholl.
Nice to meet you.
I had to go grab a portable hard drive.
No, it's okay.
Stacked up.
Okay, Dave, is this angle still bad because of Charlie's bad decisions, or what do you think?
We're going to find out.
Charlie's decisions are great.
See if you can frame it up for us and make it make sense.
I think I'll make it make sense.
Okay.
The next stage, if this works, is it's going to be a floating desk on the wall. So there's not going to be a leg there, and you're basically just going to be
back towards us, being able to watch us from the.
I'm going to be above.
Yeah, you're going to have a hammock on that corner, just kind of hanging there.
Have you seen Dune Part 2?
Yeah,
I have seen Dune. We were just talking about it.
Baron, that'll be me.
Yeah.
David, you're late.
I know, act like it.
I love you, bro.
So Chad,
I don't pay you anything. I know it shouldn't be.
Did you get a new tattoo?
Yeah, I got 2 new tattoos.
That's like a nautical star, right? North. This is a nautical
Like
star.
a Roman compass kind of.
Roman.
Dude, that looks like some Kingdom Hearts shit. That looks like some fucked up Kingdom Hearts shit. Yeah.
Okay. So let me see.
So Chad, I don't know your background. Were you in the military?
I was.
Yeah. What branch were you in?
I was in the Army.
Okay.
I was in the 108th Airborne, 1st and 56th Brigade. So
Okay.
I was an intelligence officer.
Nice.
In charge of like theater commander threat assessments and giving briefings to VIPs, stuff like that. So the biggest thing that's wrong with the military is congressional oversight.
Yeah.
In my opinion, because
Hold on, can we get this on the podcast, please? I want it. This is great.
I
want that. I want that. I want the biggest. I want that as a clip. The biggest thing problem is congressional oversight. I want that. I want Dave to clip it.
But there's a preface to it. Obviously,
my old
need
boss
it.
was my old boss was Army intelligence. He was in Kosovo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did some time in the Balkans as well.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry. I want to finish telling Charlie your back. I kind of already know a little bit about you. So
sure.
yeah, finish. You can finish.
So yeah, let me back up all the way to the beginning. I guess I was in college at a full ride or partial for basketball and baseball to school in Oklahoma. Yeah, and my roommate in college, also named Chad, was a missionary kid from Suriname. He was a soccer player, but he was fascinated with baseball.
Where's Suriname?
Suriname is on the northeast coast, right above Brazil, up in the near
Guyana and all that.
Yeah,
right behind you.
Yeah, right behind me.
Yeah,
So, he said there's an Oklahoma City 89ers tryout. Asked me to go with him, and I got a call back. Dude was pissed at me for like 7 months, wouldn't hardly talk to me. We were roommates. And so I decided I would drop out of college for an $83,000 sign-on bonus and some change. My first wife got that. Long story. So that all being said,
to play minor league baseball.
Yeah, to play minor league baseball. I got picked up in the supplemental draft for 90-91. If you look at me, I had a whole lot more hair.
What position were you playing?
I was a pitcher, I played outfield. Yeah,
you righty?
You had some heat.
I am a right-handed pitcher, and no, I'm mid-80s, but I can hit spots and I know how to pitch.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
It does. Charlie plays baseball right now.
Yeah, I've been trying to work on. I've never been a pitcher, but I want to start being like a reliever. I'm on a men's league right now.
Really?
I'm playing rec baseball right now.
Show off your ring. Show off your ring, bro.
Oh yeah, we got the.
Show off your ring, bro.
Where is it? My team.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm proud of my homie.
My team last year won the.
He showed
won
up.
our men's league championship.
That's pretty impressive.
He showed up and flexed. He was like, "Yo, look at the hardware." I'm like, "Look at the hardware."
This is impressive.
Nope, that's the Rubik's cube. Here's the.
Oh, sweet.
So we were the Braves.
Holy
was our
smokes.
team.
Wow.
So everybody thinks, because I'm a big Braves fan too, so everybody thinks I bought one of the actual World Series rings from back in
Tell you what.
21.
Yeah, but how do you wear this and actually be modest about
you
anything?
don't wear it.
What do you wear it to?
No,
right?
you don't wear it ever. You put it in a case and then
in your safety deposit
and
box
then you
at your
display
house?
it while you're podcasting, so everybody knows that you are dope at baseball.
So I avoid this a lot, like the play. I think I have.
Do you guys mind getting a little comfy together?
Does that
Or-
get closer? Okay, so
New
there.
angles.
Look at that handsome devil. From
Oh
back
wow.
In the day,
Oh, okay.
and the only reason I
Wow.
keep it.
Oh yeah. Put that on the.
That's so cool.
We,
man.
Look at his head back in the
that's
day.
so cool.
Can you see it?
Yeah, we get complimentary tickets. So there's a club agreement between all of the Major League Baseball owners that all former players, and I think it may apply to minor leaguers as well. But if you get any kind of what do they call it? It's not tenure, but if you have so many appearances and get so many hours, so many starts, you can get some perks. I don't get any pension from it. I wish I did. So
Yeah.
So anyway, from that. Once you get kind of a reputation of maybe having shoulder issues or whatever, you're
Yeah,
done.
of course.
That's the way it works.
Yeah.
And so I went into the military and
Yeah.
found out my shoulder was just fine. There's a shit ton of push-ups and set-ups and stuff like that.
Your shoulder wasn't strong enough to do the throwing all the way.
Well, it wasn't that. It was more of a tendon issue. And the older I get, you'll learn, Charlie, the better you are. Trust
Yeah,
me. So, but it was something I could do. And, I wanted to get training. I definitely wanted to go to college. So I'm from Northwood, Arkansas. I grew up in a house about the size of this room for reference.
yeah?
It was a tiny home.
Yeah.
Not when it was cool and trendy and you could stack your underwear under the stairs. I mean, it was just small as shit.
Just a tiny house.
It was a square box, basically.
You know how it is. If you ever grow up poor, you don't know you're poor until you go spend the night at somebody else's house.
Sure.
That's exactly what it was. I was like, wait, you don't have holes in your floor where you can see the dogs? Where the former gas pipes were through to the back of the gas stoves? Yeah. I thought everybody had that. So anyway, I didn't know where the hell I was going to end up, but I knew where I wasn't staying.
Yeah.
So military was, because in high school,
Where in Arkansas was that?
El Dorado. the
Okay,
lowest part
down
of
at the
El
bottom.
Dorado.
Yep.
And so wasn't a whole lot to do there. I wasn't into drinking or doing drugs. Matter of fact, I still maintain my top secret clearance. But what was interesting was I could not believe I had never done drugs, illegal drugs.
Yeah.
Went back, talked to my kindergarten teacher.
Wow.
And she was like, it doesn't surprise me. He never wants to disappoint his mother. So, but
Yeah.
that helped me career-wise. So when I got out of the military, I was able to parlay that into, a really good job as long as you maintain your clearances. And maintain your character to some extent, right?
Yeah.
You can't get DWIs and do silly things and stuff like that.
Sure.
There are some really good benefits. There are some not so good benefits like VA healthcare and that kind of fun stuff. So,
yeah.
Sure.
I know you want to talk about Iran.
No,
Are we up and running yet, Dave?
No, we are.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
all right.
I was,
We need
I was going to let y'all just smooth on into
Hey,
it.
look, as long as we're doing it, I want to give Chad the proper intro, and I think it's on me or you this week, my friend. It's on me. I'll do it. This is another presentation of the Universe's Greatest Podcast. I am your host, Mr. John Andrew Miller, and this is my brother in arms,
Charlie Reifenberger.
and this is Golden Nonsense.
Golden nonsense.
Today we are gifted to have a comedian brother,
Highly esteemed.
highly esteemed comedian brother, and also
Illustrious guest.
man of mystery. He does it all. We got half of his backstory on the audio, but give it up for Chad Hayes, y'all. Give it up for Chad Hayes. All right, where is it at? Where is it at? C for clap. There it is.
C for clap.
There it is. Happy to have you here, man.
They love you.
I'm so thrilled to
The
be. You know, it's
audience
the
loves
first
you.
time I've been given the clap by some fellow comedians.
Oh, you're welcome.
I hope it's the last.
You're welcome.
as well.
And I'll tell you this. Fun fact: Chad has the unknown honor top dog spot of best set at the High Tone open mic on a random sold out night.
Yeah.
Really, there was one night I had like 60 paid in here, and you showed up the first day, and you did that funky ass arm.
Ned No Arms.
The no arm. Yes,
It's an old vaudeville bit. I found out after the fact. I put all this thought and design and everything into it.
I
And somebody was
know,
like,
but people
they did
still
that in the 30s.
people still ask me about that and about you.
Well, yeah.
Really?
I swear to
Hey
God.
man, every technique has been used before.
Oh, yeah.
You can
Nothing
use it
new under the
again.
sun.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's those people need to shut up.
There is an adage out there: if you steal from me, you've stolen twice.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't. I just thought that was actually. I got that idea from watching Dunham, and I thought, man, wouldn't it be great if you got a hot chick
Yeah.
with big boobs because it's the built-in,
Right.
like the little hard buttons on grandma's couch cover, the whole thing.
Yep.
It's too easy. It's low-hanging fruit. Well,
Hey, no
the
pun
size of
intended.
fruit is absolutely. Life gives you lemons. Get a boob job. That's what I always say. But all levity aside, I thought that would be a fun bit, and it served me well. So, and it's a big cruise ship. Like
I had not been. I was not there that night, and I've heard since
Really?
that was one of the hardest anybody's ever seen.
It was
somebody
fun.
crush up here in this upper room, but
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard for the novice comedian. They don't understand like energy projection or whatever.
yeah,
And all you did was go up there and did your thing,
Yeah.
and everyone was like, "Oh my god, that was great."
The most fun I've had is also one of the most gastronomically challenging nights I've ever had in my life. Next door, there's a Vietnamese place. I think it was.
it's
Where
gone
I
now.
I think I know why. I
Yeah.
got so sick on stage. I mean, right before I went on. Were you here that night?
I was. I didn't know you were sick though. You could tell.
As a dog, and I did
Wow.
nothing but crowd work about shitting your pants because of Vietnamese food, and it was a great bit. And it's always those that you never get on film or on tape.
Of course,
Guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna let Burgess in.
Oh, you gonna go get Burgess?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna stick around and do the downstairs tonight?
You know what? I'm scheduled to appear with my triplets. They made me promise I would come home and swim.
Okay.
So don't get me wrong. I love you guys, but
Well, you got to come back on one Tuesday sometime soon and do the downstairs.
you know what?
'cause
I would love that. I've been working
really,
on a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Because the older I get, I've figured this out. 50% of the time I spend like talking about my health.
Yeah.
And the other 50% I spend pretending that I heard what my wife said to me.
yeah.
Seriously.
Sounds about
That
right.
is-
Sounds
as I
about
get
right.
older. And it's not any fun.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this: there have been some big changes for me, like just physically losing weight, getting off of high blood pressure pills, and
Good.
all that kind of stuff. Just making some distinct changes so I can be around. My triplets are now 12, dude.
What's up, dog?
Burgess.
What's up, big dog?
You're in the right place.
Yo. Okay. All right.
What's up?
All right, Burgess. You're say hi to the camera. Your butt's in the camera. Right behind you. Right behind you. Stop it. Say hi to the camera. There it is. All right. You're off mic though. All right. He's hanging out.
So now that we got the video element up and running, how about you give the folks at home your quick summary of your background?
In comedy,
In-
yeah. So the way it's really odd. I tried out for Last Comic Standing in 2000, I think it was.
Wow.
I was 8 years old.
Yeah, you were. And so
I was 9.
Ralphie May and I were friends long before he left for Houston. He's from Mayflower, Arkansas.
Really?
Yeah.
So we were actually high school rivals in every sport, like marked rivals. Like it was
Really?
a big deal. Yeah.
He was an athlete.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not in any capacity.
I was like,
but-
man, I guess he's a big dude. If you could get that dude, on an O
football
line,
team? Oh,
yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
just getting people's
Yeah.
way, maybe.
he had a lot of tragedy in his life and different things that put him in some, the circumstances
Yeah.
that ended up costing him his life, which really sucks because
Yeah.
all the fun people that I've known, man,
Yeah.
it seems like they check out.
God,
they're
he was so fucking funny.
they use up so much of life so quickly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you burn through that energy real fast.
my favorite story about him, and I'll tell this real quick, but Ralphie really got me into the game. I mean, like, was cool, set me up with feature slots, and got me in with Comedy Zone and Funny Bone and different folks. My favorite Ralphie May story, I found, this is in the infancy of the internet, and somehow I found a Velvet Elvis painting company that did a Velvet Elvis of Ralphie, and it was just like
Wow.
a bust of him in Elvis's white
Yeah.
karate down to the belly button undone
Oh, hell
with
yeah.
gold chains, but it's Ralphie, and he had a tear rolling down his cheek, and he was holding a rose in his teeth. And we just sent him one picture, and they like knocked it out of the park. We previewed them on our little tiny crappy radio show.
Yeah.
And so we did a radio competition. They were having the Super Bowl in Houston, so we got free tickets to the game, all this kind of fun stuff. We were back
Nice.
then. It was before Citadel owned everything. So we took 2 hot chicks that won the competition. It was amazing how they won it. And we were like, hey, do you guys want to go with us in this RV and drive down to Houston?
Yeah.
And we're going to meet up with Ralphie May, get to meet Tony Dorsett, T.O., all kinds of cool stuff. Everybody they were all in. They thought it was really, really a cool idea.
Yeah.
So, but Ralphie was down. He was so super gracious, man. He introduced us to everybody. I mean, just everybody. And we ended up meeting with him, but he was doing a show at the Comedy Zone. No, sorry, Laugh Stop in Houston. And he took the stage, and dude, I had placed it on the front row up against the stage. And as soon as he took the stage, we like brought it out, and we had recorded this live, while we were doing it. And he saw it at first, and he like did a double take. Dude started crying. He thought it was beautiful. Now, here's what's amazing. So fast forward all these years, and of course, it's been I think 7-8 years since he passed. His wife Lana sent me a Facebook message, and I was like, I hate to even ask after all these years. It's so awkward, but where exactly is that? She goes, it is still in my home in Nashville, right above the toilet in the bathroom. So everybody that goes to piss sees
Perfect.
it. Yeah, sees the
That's
teardrop.
wonderful.
So sorry for the long reiteration of some of y'all have heard that.
How
But
long did you bounce around with Ralphie?
it was kind of an on and off thing because
Right.
when he and Lana got together, it was at the height of what we did, the show we called the Whip and Chad Show.
Yeah.
He was constantly trying to get me to come out to LA. I went out there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So on and off, I guess collectively, let's see, because we did a high school talent show too. That's another story. Sorry. I have to come and tell that episode. So I want to say about 11, 12 years.
Oh hell yeah!
Wow.
That's
So-
long enough.
He's a great. I still talk about him.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. He was so generous with his time, and like he would teach me the anatomy of a joke. Like he
What
would
does
come to
that
me.
mean? School us to the game, brother man.
So I don't know if it's still, but I think the situation of it and the relatability of it is what makes shit funny.
Yeah.
If you tell the standard dad jokes, it's lame as hell. But I do tell this, and the context of it is a little truthful, but I can sell it so easily because everybody has been around a 3-year-old that has a potty mouth. So I talk about being in Toronto, Canada. I get on the phone with one of my triplets. She says, Daddy, I want to tell you a joke. I said, what's a joke? She says, what do you call a dog with no legs? She say, I don't know, baby. What do you call a dog with no legs? You don't. Some bitch won't come to you. Okay, so the whole genesis of that is, what do you call a dog with no legs? That's lame as shit, and it's hack.
Yeah, it is.
But I've already done crowd work and told you that you thought George Washington was the father of our country. Turns out it's me. I have 6 daughters.
Yeah.
So immediately you're in the mindset, oh my God, that dude's just out of his mind, right?
Yeah.
He's got
Right.
all these women running around. My stepdaughter got married last week. We're all scrambling, right? Somebody's lost a fucking shoe. It's like last
Yeah.
minute we're running out the door.
Yeah.
And my middle of my triplets, who's 12, daughter Merida,
Well,
she's
they're all
autistic.
12, right?
Yeah, they're all 12. Sorry. Yeah. Like I said, reiteration.
That's funny to be the middle of a.
She's stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
at the top of her lungs. From upstairs, she screams out, "Dad, I just started!" and just yells this, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I've got 6 daughters.
It's
the
always like that, right?
first time that happened, though. Seriously, first time. So now another one has, and apparently they can get like all in the same deal. So
synced up.
yeah. So last night I got to go to the store and buy panty liners. I walked in the door and I went to the cutest little girl to register. I said, "Hey, I need your help."
Yeah.
I was like, "I can be in here for 2 hours or 10 minutes, and it's all on you, girlfriend." She goes, "What is it?" And I turned the picture. I said, "Panty liners." She said, "I got you. Come with me."
Yeah.
When I told the other girl, "Come up," it was the best thing ever. I got home. Nobody recognized the sacrifice of me having to go back to town for panty liners. Nobody. So it's a thankless,
They don't care about how you look in your honor.
it's a thankless job.
I
So,
always get the wrong one when Claire sends me to the store for tampons. I for some reason I can't figure out the right brand. It's just I don't. Yeah,
I saw this. I don't know if it was a meme or just an internet joke. It was a guy went out for pads with wings and came back with pads and like 12 wings, like
yeah.
chicken wings.
I don't see where that'd be a problem at all.
Yeah,
That would work.
yeah.
So-
She'd probably be happy.
So yeah, Ralphie got me in the game.
That's awesome, man.
When I was serving in the military, I got fragged on a training range and suffered some other injuries. Ended up breaking my neck and my back. Took a lot of superficial damage to my face and
Jeez.
stuff.
Just
So
shrapnel and
So
stuff.
you were training. You were training on what? On
El Asad over in. So let me back up just a little bit. It's interesting that we're possibly talking about Iran. 3 of the countries that border that I served in. I was in Turkey. I was in Afghanistan, and then I was obviously in Iraq. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it's right there. I was right there in the neighborhood. And sometimes cloak and dagger, not cloak and dagger stuff, but more so they didn't know where we were. And sometimes, I'll be honest, we probably infringed in other people's areas,
Backyards,
but
yeah.
we didn't
Yeah.
spend much time in there, man. It's
Supposed allies that
there's nothing
you're,
out there
you're
that
doing
we
some
need.
stuff in their territory.
Well, you say whatever you want to.
Unbeknownst
There
to
won't
them.
be any boots on the ground. There's probably been a couple hundred operators over there for 3-4 weeks, if I had to guess.
I'm sure.
So a couple hundred operators are doing what? What are they doing? They taking out the Ayatollah. What's
You know what? He's say whatever you want. They've given him every opportunity. I mean, my whole thing is this: I think everyone should have their sovereignty, but if we were to lay down, or let me back up just a little bit and say this.
All right. Give some
I've dealt with these
context.
people I will tell you this: it is a totally different culture, and the only thing
Sure.
they understand is an ass whipping.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is
I think that's all anybody understands. Honestly.
But you know what? Here's the thing: if you want to change someone's heart, when's the last time you ever slapped somebody, poked them in the chest, belittled them, or talked shit about them, and it changed their heart, like what they think? And these people really think that their next door neighbors do not have any right to exist.
Yeah.
Can you imagine living next to your neighbor, and like every day you had to leave for work and worry about if he's going to kill your ass or not? That would be
Yeah.
horrible. Now, the political implications and the history of it, I'm well versed in, but the fact of the matter is, I think everybody's pretty much of the genre of, if you don't start shit with me, there's not going to be any shit,
Right.
regardless of what's happened in the past.
Yeah.
Don't
And-
start no shit, won't be no shit.
Right. And man, my thing was this: if they were going to put them in their place, I remember in 2nd grade, I think I was 8. I may have been held back. Don't do the math. But I remember my parents moving from El Dorado, Arkansas to Jasper, Indiana. And I had 2 strikes against me because turns out I was from the El Dorado area, and our mascot was the Wildcats. Purple and white Wildcats, man, through and through. My mama put my ass
That
on the
was,
bus first day.
My team's rival in high school was purple, and they were the Wildcats.
That's exactly what happened to my ass.
Duluth,
So I'm 8
Duluth
years
Wildcats.
old.
They suck, dude. Fuck you, Duluth. You guys suck.
Mama puts me on the bus, and on the way to bus, I almost get an ass whipping. What's up with your? And I'm like, I'm from Arkansas, and they were not hearing that stuff. So we got on there, and I remember the first day on the yard, they were literally playing hostages and heroes. And if you were like the outcast, or they didn't know you or whatever, then you were not a hero. You
were
weren't
a
a
hostage.
hostage. You were an Iranian.
Yeah.
That's how entrenched. I mean, it was constant.
Oh, was that during the Jimmy Carter?
It was during '79. So the Shah of Iran.
yeah.
We back up a little bit.
Okay, let's
so
go back further.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
the,
we keep going back.
He was
so
ousted,
the
right?
Shah got
He
kicked
was
out.
ousted. Now, and
The Ayatollah came in.
So here's
They
what
took
happened.
all these hostages from the embassy,
And embarrassed America, right?
and
Oh, big
the
time.
demands were they said you have to give us the Shah back because he has to stand trial. He's guilty of crimes.
But these are what's it called?
These are
radical Muslims, right?
These are Islamists.
Yeah.
I mean, they are. They're
you had
jihadists.
you had the Shah who was he was
Democratic
he's
elected.
sort of a dictator, but he was more of a Western friendly.
He was.
yeah, like
he actually was put. He
Before,
was,
but that's
liberal.
like what 1948 after World War II, the Britain helps get them in there or no?
Yeah, it's the League of Nations. So
Right.
they're one of the members of one of the original members of the League of Nations before the United Nations. And what's interesting about Iran was they had Western culture. I mean, they had
Yeah.
arts, they had food.
it was a liberal country.
It literally was. And when
Yeah.
you say liberal, we don't mean liberal like left leaning. We mean they did something
Individual
other than
rights and-
women had rights.
yeah.
They could vote.
They could
They
vote.
could drive. They could
Yeah.
do all those things. Now, here's the problem. The same thing happens when people get into power. They become
Get drunk on
corrupt.
it.
Yeah. And so the Shah had secret police, and they were going out
Mhm.
and they were arresting people at night. It don't matter whether you're right wing, left wing, it's the same damn bird. If you don't have checks and balances, and they really didn't. So the Shah now, his son is saying, hey, we want the Iranian people to rise up. And I was looking up some numbers before I came in because I was curious. I know, like back in 2022.
Hold on, wait. So do you think the Shah and his family should be reinstated, or is that not the right move? Because
I think the best thing the Shah could do is tell the Iranian people, you know what? Let's rise up as a populace, and I will support free and open elections. Now, the only problem is you're going to have a bit of a power vacuum there because whether it was a success or not, these folks can't launch any missiles, and they don't have any proxies to attack Israel anymore.
Yeah.
So they're completely dead in the water. Plus, if you call and tell people, hey, listen, I'm going to exact revenge on you by blowing up your car, make sure nobody's around it or even in the neighborhood, then you're done. You can't do anything else about that.
I saw this video. This old Asian man. He's a history teacher or whatever, some university, and he was saying that there is like the end goal that with Iran, Israel has no interest in Iran surrendering, right? Because if they stay at war and then keep their biggest ally, us, America, always at the ready, then they could essentially control the region through negative space as opposed to completely destroying them.
Because
and you keep that going for a certain amount of time, then you exhaust, because Iran is, I mean, you probably know better than I do, but Iran is a hard quagmire to exit from, not necessarily to get into. And so if you keep America in there and Iran basically destabilized, then Israel can grow with the Greater Israel Project or whatever could grow.
They can. And the thing about it is, if people attack you and then you go and you take their land, that's been going on for millennia, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it does.
Sure. That's how every
there's
country
no-
was created, was by somebody taking
You're
the
exactly
land.
right. They're like,
I mean,
this is ill-gotten land. It all is.
yeah, it is, and it all is. Yeah.
But at the same time, there has to be some modicum of civilization, because if not, then you do exactly what has happened in Iran since '79, which is regress and then sell what is really, oil in the black market.
Right. You're ruling over rebels, right?
Man, and the thing about it that's so tragic about it is these people are educated. They're super kind. If you've ever spent any time at all around Persian people,
Yeah, I know.
they're so kind and and they're so thankful for freedom and being here. And to me, people like that are more American than I am. All I had to do was fall out here, right? They got to take a damn test.
yeah.
But when you see Iranian people here, you don't see any of them that aren't successful.
Yeah.
All right. So it means they have if they have the opportunity, man, I think Iran would be a huge investment opportunity for folks. I would not touch Gaza with a billion-foot tall pole. I'm not even sure Trump was serious about that stuff. But as far as Iran,
you don't think Trump Tower Gaza would work?
I don't know. I know that some bitch would probably be getting hit with stuff left and right.
Yeah, for forever.
Forever.
Let's put a patch of green grass over there and put a golf course.
Yeah.
Let's put some-
Nothing surprised me
Right
at
on the
this point.
beach, man.
You said something that's really interesting to me.
Right on the beach.
Geography wise, if you look at Iran, there's actually a mountain range that runs from Turkey almost all the way down into Pakistan,
Yeah.
and the same thing on the eastern side.
It's like kind of like the Appalachians.
You're exactly right. So if you were to take the Appalachians or Rockies and make them meet down in the southeast corner of Iran, it makes it really tough to get in and out of there. I don't think they're interested at all about boots on the ground, because I was thinking about this today. I think there are different degrees of what people are willing to to stomach. And me and my veteran buddies, whenever we had to go into a lot of this stuff, it was based on just bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then to take that and then
You mean like
weapons
Saddam
of mass-
Hussein having weapons of mass destruction?
and it turned out being the
Colin
worst
Powell
thing we
saying
could
that,
have done.
yeah, Colin
because,
Powell saying they had like the mobile, weapons development
right.
labs that were making bioweapons
I
and stuff.
wa-
It was all bullshit.
I want to finish. I want to hear what you finish. What you're saying.
Well, the country would be really, really tough to get in and out of there.
Right.
I think what you do is just rely on economic pressure. They cannot do anything now for years, if not tens of years. You've completely defanged them. The Houthis are done in Yemen, right? Hamas, Hezbollah are both completely and totally shattered to the root. They don't really have any choice except to continue with the Persian bravado, which anyone who's seen the movie 300, movies never lie. But sincerely, Persians were badasses, and they still are. Remember the Iron Sheik? One of my favorite wrestlers. Didn't give a shit.
Right.
You ever seen his daughters? Smoke shows.
Are they hot?
Persian. Oh, absolutely. I don't know why that. Well, maybe the burqa is a good idea if you have a hot wife. You don't want anybody looking at your wife.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Tell us what it's like, Charlie.
I don't want everybody looking at my wife.
I'm like, Charlie either sells drugs or has a large penis. Either way, good for Charlie. Sincerely, that's what I was thinking. Because your wife was stunning at the thing, and I mean that respectfully.
Thank you.
We'll clip that.
He
Thank
said
you.
respectfully.
That was
He's
a fun night.
He was like,
Respectful clip.
dude,
That really was a fun
was a
night.
very fun
It was a
night.
really, really great night. And but anyway, this is another thing I want to tell you about the Shah.
Yeah.
There's some parallels between that and what has happened on both sides of the aisle where people are self-enriching themselves. When
Yeah.
people find out about history, just do a couple of video searches and look at this stuff. There are some parallels between the way their government was, and the people got tired of it, and so they overthrew basically, but they're thinking, it can't be any worse than the corruption. But the evil sometimes is better than the evil you don't.
Of course, yeah.
Usurping Saddam Hussein is another example of that. And it's right in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff.
Well, the thing about Iraq, right, is that it was always a Shia majority country run by Sunnis. So like you take out the government, now you just have a Shiite country, right?
You're exactly right.
Yeah, so that's what
I still don't. I know the difference barely. Is it like it's like
so
the
Iranians are Shiites,
right? But the descendants of Muhammad versus the descendants of
Abraham. So I believe it was Abraham and Isaac whenever, oh God, I don't even want to wait.
Yeah, you know
we
what, let's
keep
not-
going back. Now we're taking it way
back.
back.
You know what?
Way,
Let's
way
not-
back.
all I
let's
know is they hate each other.
So,
right, but they're the same people though, right? But it's like
they're
a cousin,
both
it's like a cousin
Muslims.
thing.
cousins are fighting.
That's
yeah.
how
Right,
that's
right,
how it
right,
always is,
right.
man. It's this whole us and them thing is so stupid because they hate each other, just
Yeah.
like we in this territory
Well, see,
hate
I was-
each other.
I was doing some-
the
I was-
left and the right
I was-
hate each
I
other.
was doing some
It's
reading,
not
right?
America versus everybody else.
So Muhammad finishes the Quran in some like 600 AD or something, right? His right hand man is, I don't know if it's his best friend or if it's his cousin, but he becomes the first caliph, right? From there, people, that's where the division is, right? So it's like the first leader after Muhammad, his people versus the direct line of Muhammad's descendants. That's the distinction, right?
That is exactly not the way it was explained to me. However, I will tell you this.
I have no idea. I don't know.
We need a Muslim in here.
We
Dave?
No. See, this is another thing about our show. No. This is another very important rule. This is the golden rule. You're not allowed to look
shit
anything
up.
up.
No.
Whatever
bullshit you got.
whatever
just
you
bringing
think it
it?
is, you can just bullshit. It's the one space
That's
where
the
nobody gets to
great-
call anybody. If you just start talking about your ass, if you're confident about it, the rest of us just are like, oh, I guess that's right.
I wasn't gonna
we
look
can't
anything
check
up.
you. We can't check you on it.
Oh my God! Can you imagine doing the entire show and then him just doing the fact check
At the very
Oh
end.
shit! It'd be longer than the show. It'd be like,
Be like a
well, Chad, pretty much on every
like,
fucking thing you're wrong.
It would be hilarious if we just had it like on the clips. It'd be like just wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Don't correct us during
Sort of
it.
wrong.
We'll just
I'm gonna
we'll
be
just
clear.
bluff.
I don't get paid enough to fact check anything.
God bless you, Dave. You goddamn right. We'll get an intern.
I get paid just enough to let it all slide.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, brother.
No, it's
good,
fine.
all good.
It's fine.
Yeah. So,
I was just gonna call all my Muslim friends and ask. So
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm not that. Do you think we're in World War III now?
No.
I don't think so either. I mean, I'm worried that we could be.
World War III
but
would only activate if China backs Iran and if Russia decides to.
Iran has 59 million people, y'all. It's 5 times the size of Texas. We have
it's got
350.
It's got 90 million.
Yeah, 90 million.
Yeah, it's
You're
got 90
exactly
million.
right.
Yeah.
But my point is, China would much rather exchange trade with us than bombs.
Then support.
Absolutely.
They got
and
like
Russia, man,
what do
they're
they have?
tapped out.
They got what 2,000 million, right? What? How many people are in China? 2
Oh,
billion?
God.
1.7, 1.9. What is it?
They're right above India, and they're like what 1.7.
I think they have close to 2 billion people.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
2,000 millions, right?
Who do you think wins in a like no firearms, just like sticked weapons, maybe no blades, Indians, Chinese, line them up, old school style.
In a stick fight, John?
In a stick fight?
Well, yeah, so no blades, because the Chinese are good with the swords, right? And the Indians maybe not.
I think
I
Chinese people can use a staff very effectively too.
I
know.
wish that's how we solved conflict.
So we line up 100,000 Chinese and 100,000 Indians of various degrees.
Why can't we
of,
just send out a champion? You know,
Yeah.
like we used
like
to
David and Goliath?
in the old days, man.
Okay, well, so I want to
Get the Iron Sheik versus Hulk Hogan. Just run it back, baby. Come
Choose
on.
your staff.
Let's just do a champion. Come on.
You choose your weapon, right? I show up with a fucking pool noodle. We're going to be exhausted. Fuck this. I'm tired of fighting.
I mean,
Let's
to
go
add
get
a
pizza.
to add a layer of seriousness to it, it'll be to the death.
Yeah, to the death.
But we
yeah.
all agree that we're cool with that.
Yeah.
With our champions going out there.
I just want to see it on pay per view.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then obviously we're gonna monetize it.
100,000 Chinese versus 100. That's like like Dark Mr. Beast. 100,000.
Yeah,
Chinese.
seriously.
Oh, if you don't think that's coming from Mr.
It's-
Beast in the
it's
future,
coming at some point. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, dude,
International Waters, Mr. Beast.
What's that shit called? That old novel,
The Most Dangerous
game. Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
Craven the Hunter, basically.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna hunt a man. Man is the greatest prey.
I'm sure it's happening right now. I'm sure somewhere on an island,
No, it's happening.
somebody is
It's
hunting man.
It's happening in the inner city. It happened to that kid that got killed here in Memphis. The cops were hunting his ass, and think about it. I mean,
Talk about Tyree Nichols.
yes.
Jesus.
If you think about it, it's what it was.
No, it's not.
What was it?
It's not what it is.
What was it? He wasn't hunted down, and
I mean,
and
it was.
targeted?
It was fucking insane. But it's not the same thing.
It's not the same.
No.
but if you're in a city and you're targeted by the cops,
That's because cops, are the kind of people who want to demand respect out of people, and he
Respect my
and
daughter.
he didn't respect them,
My
so
daughter.
he needed to be punished.
I thought he was fucking one of the same dudes.
I heard that too, but
Right.
that was never. I never
You know
heard
what?
that
I have
substantiated.
purposely
anywhere.
not followed this, but I actually heard that too.
He was
telling you.
fucking one of their wives, and you can't fact check me on that. So it's
Yeah,
fact.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't want to. I don't want to even talk about it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, RIP to that. That guy.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
That
For
is
sure, rest
that
in
is the recipe for recipe for disaster in a lot of men's lives. That's the plot of Troy. This dude thought he was hot shit and fucked a powerful man's relatively chick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dude, she was hot. Yeah, he thought so too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What would I do if you fucked my bitch? I'm gonna go call my friends and be like, hey, diplomatic
We're
immunity.
rolling
time.
out. We're
you know what I'm
rolling
saying?
out.
Like, hey, look, put cover your license plates with the little shiny shit. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
put your gaiters on.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna go beat a guy up. Now they killed him, unfortunately. But when I heard that line, I was like, it's fucked up that they're the police. They shouldn't be the police. They should have did it plain clothes. But okay, I shouldn't be saying
in the time of Troy, they didn't have federal prison. So.
You're right. You're right.
So-
But
I think probably.
Agamemnon was not a hoe. He just.
I think
That's a
realistically,
shirt.
He was not a hoe. He was like, this pretty boy is fucking my bitch. I'm willing to send all these men to die.
Because of it.
So Troy was in Turkey. That's weird, right?
No.
You don't think about it like that.
No, that's not weird. I know Turkish people and they would do some stupid shit like that.
Now, I will tell you a
Aegean
little
Sea?
story about Turkey.
Yeah.
We were restricted to the base. Those people hated us.
Oh yeah,
Oh, sincerely.
yeah.
Like,
America or just military?
no, Americans in general. Well, let me back up. If you
I
were
wonder how many
military
people
or
there are
support,
there. I bet it's.
'Cause
I
I
bet there's a ton of people
I
that
have
live in Turkey.
I have other military friends and you have a different perspective because you've had a different job. I know like grunts and mechanics and shit, right? But these guys are like, if you're in like a Western friendly country, it's the best thing in the
Absolutely.
world. It's the best thing in the world. And I saw joy in these men, killers. eyes. They're like, oh, dude, you got to go to Australia, bro. They love us there, bro.
Everybody does, except for the people that are
that
wanting
don't.
to kill us, and we keep giving them money
Yeah.
to hate us.
Yeah.
So what's up with that? Okay,
Turkey's in NATO.
Okay, so
Tell me why. Because the
Turkey's
US
part of our
aid-
military alliance.
The
They-
U.S.
they are.
The U.S. aid Doge fiasco, right? And the revelation of we're funding. Our tax dollars are funding Hamas, who is also funding Israel, who's fighting each other, and now we have missiles that I paid for and Charlie paid for fighting each other.
Me too.
Yeah, my bad, dude.
You know, it's interesting. What you remember the movie Fight Club?
Yes, of course.
And you know the
Love
rule,
it.
the first rule.
Of course.
Okay, so what if the first rule of the CIA was that it was a front for USAID? And I've got some actual verifiable proof. You guys can go and look this stuff up for yourself later if you would like. Look and see why there's one political party that's desperately in debt right now
Yeah.
and why there was one that's not. Now, I am not a Republican. I'll be the first to tell you I'm a realist. I'm a traditionalist. Okay, so
Yeah.
some of my views on drugs and other things may blow people's minds. I know this. I always go back to the same thing. Left wing, right wing, same bird. You're going to find. They just recently had 5 people that they prosecuted. They've been running a 10-year gig. They don't know where that money's going. Well, now it's starting to dry up.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're 100% right in that. How do you fight against, hey, I want you to make our government more efficient? Now, I will tell you the way it works, and Democrats and Republicans both do this shit.
Yeah.
So
Politicians in general do this
In
shit.
general, they do. So they'll come in and they'll say, you know what, we want to push everybody to Medicaid. Let's push everybody onto the Medicaid system. It'll make it, prices go down, there's more competition. Well, there's only 3 Medicaid providers, so you know all those prices are already locked in.
Yeah.
Things like that. Or they'll say, well, now there's 7. We'll multiply it and we'll get 4 new Medicaid, but we're going to need $3 billion for it. Okay, so now you've got 7 different agencies doing the same exact work, and they're all getting $7 billion. That's $49 billion. Well, if they come in and say, hey, we only need 1, these other 6, they're not doing shit,
They're
and we don't
redundant,
know where
yeah.
that money's going. It's redundant. The first thing they come out and say, whether they're Republican or Democrat, is they're making cuts to Medicaid. You're damn right they are, because it's redundant services.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
we don't want to push everybody towards that, because the more the government comes in and does things, the more effed up it gets. We do one thing right, and that's our military. And you know why we do it right? Because
Big
it
gun.
does not matter what your color is. Everybody's life sucks. You're in it together, right?
Yeah.
And you piss excellence by the time you get done with your training. And you realize that what really matters in life is this one-on-one connection that you have with the person to your left and your right. And you give a fuck more about them than you do your own life. And you don't find that anywhere else in life, because there's no money in that.
That's what they always say,
There's
right?
no money in that. There's no money in me and John being buddies, being
Yeah.
friends, you know.
But I can sell you a gun if you hate me.
Exactly.
Right.
That's strife.
Well, that's always been what I've heard, is that, you know, once you get overseas and once you're in the fight, that you're not fighting for American ideals, or
You're fighting for your buddy,
Oh,
You're
yeah.
just fighting for the guy next
just
to
want
you.
to go home.
Yeah.
You know, you
trying
want
to survive, trying to make it back.
And
Yeah.
you know what? It's really hard. Like, so many of those kids that were sent as suicide bombers and different things, dude. They're high on whatever they could chalk their cocktails full of, and a lot of them you could tell they had a moral conscience, because they would detonate their vest or detonate their car. You know, they're under fire, but you know they didn't want to
Did I?
carry it out. Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't want to die, man.
Yeah.
But think about it. It's 120 in the shade, and that's at midnight. It sucks over there. And the sand is more like grit or like talcum powder. I mean, if you take a shower
Brutal.
and you have to walk at night, and happens to be a sandstorm, when you get back to your
dirty.
barracks, you're muddy because you missed 1 or 2 spots. I don't know if you noticed, but when you get out of the shower, you always miss like some little patch. You're going to find it. One time it was right here on the side of my head. It looked like a big ass Elvis pork chop. Like I missed the whole side of my face.
That's
drying it off.
hilarious.
I got back in there
So you
like,
gotta get
did you shave? And
you
I'm
gotta
like,
get completely dry.
completely dry, or you will be muddy under your armpits. That was the thing. Guys come in and be like, you got muddy crotch, dude. Go
That's the
back.
type of shit you just don't even think
Yeah,
about.
you don't know until you're in it, right?
You
Yeah.
lay in your bed and you get some baby wipes and you just go to town under the blanket. That's about as
man.
much privacy as you get. Yeah.
You ever have to like just burn? You got to probably burn your shit, right? You got to burn all your crap.
A lot of vets are having problems with burn pit injuries.
Yeah.
Like
COPD and shit like that.
well, not only that, but also, you know, you get exposed to all those different chemicals. And,
Yeah.
you know, you're burning diesel.
Sure.
And even if you're not standing downwind from it, you're being exposed to so many different chemicals. And then the silica that comes in some of the smoke and different things. I mean, it gums up your
lungs.
your lungs. Yeah, it'll mess you up.
Ton of nasty stuff.
I tell,
But also just like actual shit, right? Just human feces.
You're exactly right.
There's nothing else to do with it, right? You're burning it.
yeah. If you're,
Why can't you leave it in the sand?
Why can't you leave it in the sand?
Yeah, I mean, dig a big enough hole.
Well, once the latrines are in place, that's exactly what they do. They just
You just leave it.
and then it's like a big giant cat box.
So burning is only when you're leaving this position, or
Well, it just depends. No, thing about it is when you're in combat, you're not concerned at all about the environment.
right.
The only environment you want is a safe one. Now, after the fact, we go back in and we've left some places much cleaner than when we went in. And it's the right and responsible thing to do. And also, a lot of times, if you're at a FOB, like a forward air operating base, you've only got so much limited space, and you can't really go up because they lob stuff over the wall.
Right.
So it's just you are where you are, and you make the best of it. Lots of working out, lots of stuff from home, but it's so different now than when I was in. Right. Like you could go
25 years,
2 months. Yeah. Like we had a sat phone.
Yeah.
And now like
Everyone
you
has
can
a
go
phone.
out in the yard with T-Mobile now, and
Everybody's got it.
And
Yeah.
Starlink is a thing now. Is everywhere.
Oh, absolutely, dude. And
Look,
it's
I was
everywhere.
having an argument with my buddy, and Chad, you're a learned man, been all around the world and stuff. I want to know your opinion on it, right? The battle between progressivism and traditionalism all around the world, right? So it's like what we're seeing in the Middle East right now is essentially a toxic traditionalism take over what was a very progressive society, which was you said Iran earlier, right?
Yeah.
And then in America we have this constant back and forth of this is what's right and this is what my grandfather did versus this is what's new and important to change and blah blah blah, right? And so we don't get. I mean, fun fact, I just found this out 2 days ago that millennials, us, right? We are the first generation of Americans to actually grow up in 100% from coast to coast, desegregated America, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Chad, you might be still within that Are you Gen X or before that?
Yeah, I'm Gen X.
Yeah, so some Gen Xers might still have been in environments,
born in
in a place
segregated
in a place that might have
been.
been mildly segregated, and so there's this constant push of this is what built this society or nation, and this is what are new and challenging ideals, right?
Right.
And there's this guy that told me, he was like all the bullshit that we have in America right now is downstream from the toxic version of the hippie movement, right? And I thought it was funny because growing up, we Sauerkraut generation, right? We know that Cartman hated the hippies,
Yeah.
and I thought it was just a funny joke, right?
Yeah.
Well, toxic hippiness is basically like communism, destroying your community, rioting,
Sure.
toxic feminism.
It doesn't matter if I'm
Right.
doing evil shit. I'm doing it for the right
for
reasons.
the right reason that I decide. And it was one thing that he said that it was like being square, which was like having a family and marrying a girl and being legit was a bad thing. And then now you have that was from the 60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now you have it under a guise of I'm trying to protect the civil rights of black people, right? I'm trying to protect the civil rights of women.
Right.
And now
or,
you have
or global warming is destroying our our world.
and
So,
so
having children is actually an
bad thing.
irresponsible thing to do.
So you have like a very pure spearhead, which is the initial message of we're all human beings and we should all be whatever. And then behind it is these nefarious, the broadhead of the arrow is more nefarious or toxic. And so now we have two generations. Like I'm technically 2 generations younger than my mom, right? She's 75. She came up in civil rights, right?
Yeah.
I'm 33. I came up in the tech generation, the tech maturation of America.
Yeah.
And you can see where it's like, oh, certain places don't have what's the thing called where they have a problem? Birth rates. Some places have birth rate problems because these are downstream from hippie ideals. Or in some places don't have any birth rate problems, like Mississippi or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Black and white folks in Mississippi are having babies. There's no problems there by having babies.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah.
That's the case? Interesting.
Bro, it's legit. It is downstream from ideology. And it's like, how do you fight? And this is a long question, right? But it's like, how do you balance not knowing which part of it is the medicine and which part of it is the poison.
Ooh,
You know what
that's
I'm saying?
good.
Like, because he's like, yeah,
Great question.
The spearhead could be benevolent, but the rest of the bullshit is bullshit.
I couldn't agree more. You know, it's interesting. I think, I'm sorry, Charlie.
You good, buddy?
I think the whole genesis of the hippie movement, like that whole thing was, you can't tell me what to do, and you know what? I shouldn't be personally responsible. I mean, that was it, right? Fight the man. I'm done with this. You know, authority, everything about it
free
is
love
and chaos, and you know, we're free. We should be able to do this. And you know what? Here's what's beautiful about it. They're 100% right, but there's also consequences to that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I think, and then what's wrong with it is we all end up having to pay for it. I mean, socially, economically, in some instances, spiritually. You know, I don't think we have a skin problem so much in this country as we have a sin problem. People are just not kind, man. They're just not. It's not our natural default. We're all badasses behind a keyboard.
That's downstream. That's downstream from them trying to take the church out of the system because it's stuffy and it's too
Right.
traditional.
I-
And so, you know, and it's
So
like
we're going to be progressive, and then you got people that fight that. Like I remember growing up, our church we had a first church. It was called the First Church of the Nazarene. Nazarene's kind of like Pentecostal light, right? We couldn't go to the movies,
Okay.
but we could watch movies on TV.
Right.
Mama could wear jeans, but let's see, you couldn't wear pants to church. She could.
She would long dresses type deal.
Oh, not
That's what
necessarily,
Keely
but
is, right? She was Pentecostal.
it
Yes,
wouldn't
I
surprise
think so.
me.
Yeah,
She's from Arkansas.
Our friend
Yeah.
Keely. You ever met
I love
Keely before?
Yeah.
She's great on the
yeah,
podcast.
she said that her church that she went to, they used to do the tongues. You ever see the speaking in tongues?
Oh, I went to a church like that. Y'all, it freaked me the hell out.
No,
No, I thought the lady beside me said, "Untie the yellow bow tie. My daddy drives a Hyundai." Like I was like, "What in the hell is going on?" It was like, "Untie the yellow bow tie. My daddy drives a Hyundai." I was like, "What in the hell?" Like that's the Holy Spirit.
that's
That's-
Keely told me, she goes, we did tongues, but no snakes.
yeah, that's great because that was my next question. Obviously, you got to
Okay.
know about the
All right,
snakes. So-
good.
but I grew up in that environment where, 100% of the information was controlled. So when I would go to school, and I would hear these things about racism and how it was wrong. Okay, so I'm about to say something in a minute, and I literally want you guys to think about this. Maybe we'll talk about it. We could do an entire podcast on this.
Yeah,
And it's based on the premise of,
if you want.
Sure, it'd be phenomenal. But it's based on the premise of, if a tree falls in wood, does it make it sound? So obviously it makes a sound, but if nobody acknowledges the sound, so that's the whole idea behind it.
That's quantum.
So good. But my point is, when I was growing up, I didn't see those things. I remember Anthony Monica and his little brother came over to my house. We had a basketball game at like 4 that afternoon. So I invited them to my house. I was like, "Hey, while we're here, I got to fold some clothes and stuff. Y'all want to hang out?" And they were like, "Sure." And my phone rang, and nobody knew we were at home. And it was my dad. And he goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm folding clothes. I got a basketball game at 4 o'clock. "Well, who are you folding clothes with?" And I said, "My friend Anthony Monica and his brother." He goes, "You need to get them out of our house now." And I was like, "What?"
How did
He
Daddy
goes,
know?
Obviously, somebody saw me walking with them
Well,
through our neighborhood and
okay.
called him and said,
One of your
"Jess, you got
neighbors
these-
called him.
Yeah, you got these 2 black kids at your house." I'm sure
Jeez.
they probably didn't use that nomenclature either.
Right.
Okay, so that's the first time I ever recognized true racism, and that shit was everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But I was a product of the environment. Now I can say this: I don't ever remember ever saying the unforbidden N word. Okay,
Right.
I don't remember it, and now I know
Nuclear.
it's nuclear. Now I know it's like a trigger word, but it goes back to my my whole point, which was
Nuclear.
We don't have a skin problem so much. We have a sin problem, and I can prove it. Just like a tree falling in the woods, I think this is my personal belief, and you guys, I think, know my heart by now. The only people who give a shit about race nowadays are people that make money off it,
Yeah,
are racist.
who are exploiting
the
it.
only people that truly give a fuck about race are racist, because you've got to put some kind of thought into that. If you just approach everything as stereotypes are funny, people are people, and they deserve grace. We
Yeah.
all deserve grace. That whole cancel culture bullshit.
I agree. But
It's so silly.
But you know that right there is the unfortunate side effect of toxic progressivism,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
believe all women. Everybody's opinion matters.
until it happens to you.
Until it happens to you, and then
Right.
and now you're in a quagmire, right? And so I it's not a catch-22. It's not that, but it's one of those things where you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Well, it's just like the hippies had a certain point about how Vietnam might have not been the smartest thing for us to get involved in, right? But then it sort of devolved into like they're doing terrorist shit, But everybody who has like the genesis of like a good idea, like the nucleus, and then they take it too far. That's where like all the worst shit in the world happens.
What does it say? The path to hell's paved with
good intentions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. It's interesting. I was thinking about that. They were talking about the Muslim Brotherhood, which is like 3 brothers, I guess, at this point. Sincerely, all jokes aside, it's like barely brothers, right?
Yeah.
It's probably like Muslim cousinhood at this point because they're so just scattered to the wind. If you say that, it even sounds weird when you say Christian Brotherhood. Like everything in moderation.
Yeah.
Everything in moderation. And you have to give as much as you get. I just don't want to be one of those guys that's stupid enough to go, you know what, I'm going to give this grace and expect it in return. I think you have to give it willingly.
And don't expect it in return.
Now, that being said, there is 50 years of evidence of Iran being full of shit and just playing the stall game so they can build a weapon. And they've said that they have no right to exist, Israel. But at the same time, I do not like that my Jewish friends think that it's anti-Semitic if you criticize their country for a bad move or something you think that's your opinion. It doesn't make you bad. Now, there's degrees to it.
Well, of course. The Jew, they have a tendency to take all criticism to its utmost degree. Which I find disingenuous because they're the funniest people when they are criticizing other things, whether it be life or whatever.
Sure.
And so it's
best.
I love having a Jew with me.
Yeah,
because they'll whine and then I don't have to whine. It's so great to have a Jewish friend.
Temple Jew. We used to have those things back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta have a Jewish guy.
You gotta have a guy to do your thing, your taxes for you, whatever.
That's great. All the stereotypes are just the best.
Yeah.
But I think
the king has to have a court Jew.
Court Jew, right, to do business on Sundays, right?
Well, no, it's because
Saturday.
it was against Christian theology. It was considered a sin to
give
loan
loans.
money
Right,
at interest.
Right.
So they would have Jewish people around to loan
Just
money.
to do it.
Yeah.
I would.
That's I mean,
Who's gonna keep it? Who's gonna do a better job?
The real whole there's a lot of stuff about the Rothschilds that nobody knows what that is. But
Red Shield.
The truth is the first guy was a court Jew. That's how that entire family wealth was built was off of being a court Jew.
I want to finish this. The our good Jewish brothers, because this is a Judeo-Christian podcast.
It is.
Golden.
Me and John have actually converted to Judaism.
Yeah.
Just recently.
After we found out that I was only 0.1% Jewish.
We hired Dave because we thought he was Jewish.
Thought he was Jewish,
and we were like, we need to go to the
Sorry,
top.
boys.
We found out he's not.
We need a podcast.
So they convert.
So we said, fuck it, Dave. You're not helping us. I guess we're just gonna have to do it ourselves.
Hey,
Two converters
Chad,
and 0.1%.
Can you see it? Can you see it, Laheim?
Oh, okay.
Can you see it? My
I do.
curls on the side.
I do a little
Okay.
bit.
Now,
if you have mattresses in the basement of your house, you'd be in trouble. Those dudes in New York City, you saw.
Oh,
that
you talking about
stuff?
The tunnels
with
Dude.
the stained
so-
mattresses. Oh, God.
That's exactly the type of
Absolutely.
Judaism
No
we're
one-
converting to is tunnel Judaism.
The thing about it is,
we're Teenage Mutant Ninja Jews.
we've 100% proven my point, which is everything in moderation. Because whether you hit on, and I say this all the time, the worst thing, why I don't openly go around going, hey, I'm a Christian. The worst thing about Christians is other Christians, flat out. I mean, it truly is. But that is society as a whole, which brings me back to my original point is people should not judge. If you treat someone with kindness, I've never, and I'm an ugly dude. I'm a little bit funny, but the opening line that always worked with the ladies was I'd walk up and say, hi, my name is Chad. What's your name? It blew their mind. They didn't know. So the kindness aspect of it will get you everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's not lost. And
Funny gets you very far.
it really does.
Yeah.
It helps a lot. But if they react in any other way, I wouldn't want a relationship with that person.
You know,
anyway.
I'm gonna tell you this, guys. We say this being all athletes, smart, and from probably good families, and so we have a different deck of cards. If we were to give the troglodytes of the world, you know what I'm saying, the Joe Pesci's of the world, the same advice, he's not gonna work. But it's
Right.
very kind of you.
Well, he should be walking up to an ugly girl and doing the same thing.
but he's not.
He's trying to with a hot chick.
His eyes work too. He wants the hot chicks too, bro.
You're kind of hitting on something that I've been wrestling with here for a minute, and that's like this idea of like we have to stop operating, and maybe this is more of a Western problem. I think it's a global problem. It's like just across the board. We have to stop operating and making decisions and running with things on the basis of it's good. Like
What do you
on
mean?
like this cult of good and evil.
Good and evil.
We're not. I think we just are. This is hot take. It's just me. I think this romanticized idea of like good and evil and like that's just how you fall into making really shitty decisions and under the veil of doing the right, the morally right decision. It's like people. I don't think people are inherently good. I don't think they're inherently bad either. There are good and bad things that happen in the world. It's just like we have to stop saying like we're in the right.
I like that, but then you start having, if you don't have a benchmark of good and bad, right? Like, like laws, whether it be biblical or whatever, right? Then you start having people who want to push the edges of what you consider okay. And so you might not think certain things are okay, but there's going to be a guy who doesn't have your same moral quandaries about said action. And, we got to have a polite and just society. We got to have like things that are benchmarks, you know? And so it's like here in America, right? We have it's culture. If you're born in America and you're not a psychopath, everybody knows that animals and pets have agency, right? We treat some pet or people worse than we treat animals in this country, right? Now, take that same idea and the four of us Americans go to China, see how they treat animals there, see how they disrespect a dog or a salamander, and
it's a different moral code.
It's a different. When in Rome, baby, I'll try some dog.
No, I'm not.
So I read this thing that really blew my mind.
But you feel what I'm saying, though? It's like good and bad. It's kind of.
I read this thing. It's actually a passage from a science fiction novel. I wish I could remember what the name of the novel was. I didn't read the book, but I just read this passage from it, and it was talking about how in the future, the highest sin is hypocrisy. That's the highest sin because every system of moral principles is rejected. So there's no such thing as a principle of like what's good and wrong. But if you contradict your own stated beliefs, then it's a self-contradictory thing, and therefore you're obviously it's moral relativism taken to its fullest extent is that you can the only way you can err is by going against something you've already said.
Well, that ties into something like I was thinking about this when you guys were talking.
But moral
earlier.
relativism is not good. So so
the moment you start having gray
you have
areas,
to have principles.
The moment you start having gray areas on the things that we consider fucking black and white, then we have problems. This is why we have the spectrum. Right, the bell curve, the standard distribution of all things has led to essentially the whole like we gotta voice and listen to everybody's feelings or criticisms. Right, like 40 years ago, before I was born, if somebody said that they were XYZ and it didn't line up with society, they would probably be put.
Just be like, yeah, fine, go
do
your thing,
right?
But
we're
then, not going to change what we're doing because we're society.
But then
and
you have some people that are like, okay, well, I don't want to be all crazy, but it's like you got kids, right? You got 6, you said.
I do.
All right, they're all girls.
I can answer your question already. I would not love them any less, but you have to understand there are 100%. Consequences for whatever it is you decide that you want to do. We had a conversation about this. About my ex-wife thinks it makes you unique if you show back up at my house looking like fucking spinnerbaits with your hair, like chartreuse green and red or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you unique. What it makes you is a target when you go from 6th to 7th grade.
Right.
So her influence is ultimately super negative in that regard. However, I think most people, if you have a rational argument with them and they don't want to murder you on sight. You were talking about good versus bad. Literally, the Islamists have said that Israel and the Jewish people have no right to exist. Okay.
Of course.
So I think we have to have a moral authority. I think we have to say, hey, that is wrong. That's pretty fucked up, because if you take out Jew and insert any other thing there, child,
it's just genocide. And
baby lamb, anything. You just know that's wrong. That's not good. It's not natural. It's not whole.
Yeah.
It's not wholesome. So,
yeah, completely.
That's more along the lines that I was thinking about. I think I don't think we
Can't
need
we
to be
just keep them in like the Middle East and let them kill each other though? Can't we just like wall off Israel better?
honestly, if
Can't we just
if
wall off this whole
if
area
like the
better?
Egyptians did.
if technology didn't exist, the desert was already doing that.
Yeah,
and that big puddle of water.
just keep them in there.
That's what
between us and them.
this ties back in when y'all were talking about.
Because also a certain
If those bastards, who's the guy's name? Wilbur Wright and his goddamn brother. If those two,
those bastards.
there's also
Flying bastards.
I think that the more like there is this counterproductive thing about killing terrorists where like sometimes you don't kill just the terrorists, you kill innocent people.
Right.
Well,
and
that's
when you
called a
kill
counterproductive
and when you
terrorist.
kill and a lot of times when you kill innocent people, what you're doing is creating more terrorists.
Yes.
Oh, no doubt about
And
it.
so how do you deal with that? Like how do you make
Targeted
it so
drone
you're not
strikes.
so you're not
Did you see how they took
ultimate-
Soleimani's ass out?
Yes, it was scary.
Oh, dude.
It was scary.
But you know what? The thing,
was that the
drone strike in
the mother of all
and it was going
bombs?
through the windows, and like you see him,
it's nothing but blades.
you see it come up.
Yeah, they used that blade rocket.
They literally
Blade
cut
rocket?
like ninja swords.
Literally
Slice
What,
cut-
a ninja sword rocket?
Oh, it's badass.
When was
They've
this?
used it
When did
twice,
this happen?
actually. They've used it twice on Iranian targets.
It's not.
actually.
It's not
Highly
it's not-
precise,
It's not a
right?
ballistic thing, dude. It's
There's
Silence.
no explosive whatsoever to it.
That's fucking
It literally
sick.
comes in. Oh, it's badass.
That's fucking
It's highly
sick.
it's highly precise.
Is it-
That's
is it-
some
is it
Iron
ten-
Man shit,
is
dude.
it tension or is it magnetic? What is
See,
that?
okay,
what are
so
you
then
talking about? The blades themselves?
Well, the propulsion system.
Oh no, it's just a regular smart guided weapon.
it's a
So
rocket.
It literally is a rocket. It can be fired from. It can be part of a cruise package. It can be fired from a weapon. It can be shoulder mounted.
What's
It's
funny
one-
is if you could hit somebody
That's a
with
video game
a
weapon.
rock on the back of a rocket. Though we had to put swords on the.
Look, man, if you're gonna go big.
Put a bladed rocket. This is you know
You
what?
could have just hit him with the rocket.
Dude, why don't we just use that for every single one of them? Like let's just make a shitload of those and then no more collateral damage. Like just fucking
The mess, though.
to
Yeah,
the
I
to
mean,
the fucking point.
The mess. What are we talking about? This is war. It's like, all right, the alternative is blade gun or frag grenade.
Yeah, I mean we have the technology to just get the guy.
yeah, we
can
do.
build it.
So let's just get the
If
guy.
you got a 17-year-old with 100,000 hours on Call of Duty with the drone, right, and then an engineer like yourself that just sadistic, like, yo, what if we put a sonicator on a drone?
That's essentially what we had going on with the whole drone file, right? With that release of
I
information.
want to make one that's the size of a mosquito, and then it just goes and it bites him, and then it's poison. And
Okay,
then it
look,
just dies.
Before we dismount, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
You had any intel on these Chinese foreign nationals poisoning the wildlife or no?
No, I haven't heard anything about it. I will tell you guys this: they have been infiltrating and stealing from our government
Oh,
from
yeah.
way back in the
Long
day.
time.
Okay, when can you come back, dog? We got to dismount. When can you come back?
Share some information with the folks at home that will definitely get your security clearances violated.
Don't do that.
No, I can't do
Revoked.
that. I will tell you this: there were times where we would sit in chow like a week later in the morning.
Yeah.
We just gonna like a 3-4 mile run. Come and we sit down, and there were two things that stood out to me. One was that the yolks and the eggs were orange, like the color of your golden poster. Right
Sure.
there.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just seemed odd to me, but the eggs were amazing. And then secondly, we used to watch CNN International. We'd see shit flies across the screen, and they would always get it wrong. And it happened like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, with the Blackhawks.
Well, not only that, but
Oh.
like we accidentally bombed a aspirin factory over in Bosnia. Ask your
Oh,
buddy
wow.
about that. He'll remember that. Yeah,
Wow.
there was a phone call that was placed by some folks that I was with that were in clear
Yeah.
Croatian. It was like Havala, and he was like, yes, and he was like, you need to get out of the building. There's about to be an airstrike. They literally
Wow.
told him. There's only been 2 times where they've done that, and another time was during World War II. So dude evacuated. We hit it, found out actually there was a missile, there was a chip that was inside there that had been stored away, and they
Wow.
tracked it to that aspirin factory.
It was Chinese.
It was a guidance missile. Yeah, it was a guidance chip. This was during the let's see, that would have been Clinton administration.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got. Hey, and here's another thing: we got about 17 shoulder fired missiles that nobody knows where the hell they are right now. So
Wow.
you can see why everybody's shutting down airspace. They need to find out where all this stuff is and deal with it. So
Okay.
that's why I'm saying there's about 200 operators probably.
All
on
right,
the ground.
so that right there is good enough to.
We'll come back. We can talk if y'all want to.
Yeah. Look, how about this? Just in a few weeks, are you leaving
or are you staying in town?
I've got a few things I got to go and take care of. Our company's really growing expeditiously.
I probably
fortunately,
I probably foresaw that. That's why I asked if you're going to be around or not. So whenever you're back in town,
yeah, I'll hit you guys up.
let me know.
Hell yeah, dude.
We'll have you back.
We would love to have you
Your
back.
show's fun. This is a lot
Told
of fun.
you, Gold Nonsense,
It's good
baby.
hang.
It is.
We got there.
Yeah, we did.
We totally got there.
We did. Laheim.
L'chaim.
Behind.
Charlie, that's on you, dude.
Big thanks to our guest today, Mr. Chad Hayes, and thank you guys for watching and listening at home. Folks, hug your pets and your children, and God willing, we won't end up in World War III.
Don't eat them.
But if we do,
Remember,
best of luck, and via con Dios.
vaya con Dios.
Bye, con Dios.
Hell yeah.
I'll catch you on the flip side.